Welcome everyone to Iconix Radio. I'm Tatiana, and today we have a special guest, very iconic, talented, Ghanaian born and Canada based, very talented Arnold.J. All right. You are such a true sonic storyteller, blending raw emotions, culture, and imagination. Your music is really soulful, playful, and just completely genre bending. So it's like the kind of sound that just tells a story. And, I just love it. And I'm really happy to have you here. How
Thank
are
you for having
you?
me. Yes, thank you for having me. I'm doing very well, thanks.
Good. All right, Arnold, I know you were telling me that you are a meditation type of guy, hot tea in the morning. So
Yes,
tell me about that. Does that inspire your music?
that's a good question. So, like, if you listen to most of my songs, they kind of give a sense of a guy always in introspection. Like I'm always sort of looking inward, and I think that consciously or subconsciously reflects in my songs. It's like you hear one of my songs, and Uh, it's kind of one, it kind of gives you a feeling like you want to tap your feet, but you also want to be thinking. And that's kind of
Mhm.
the thing going on there. So it's definitely shows in my songs. I would say I'm a meditative sort of person, more introspective, yeah.
Mhm.
More space.
Yeah, I love that. I think to be honest, we can relate in that because I think meditation does play a big role in creativity and it's working for you.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah,
It is.
nice. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. You grew up in Ghana, and
I did.
then what was music? What did music mean to you back then?
Well, as a kid, I would have this weird melodies and lyrics. For me, it was always the lyrics that I'd hear a melody, I'd hear a lyric, like, like a sentence or a phrase or whatever.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I sing it, and then my friends would be like, "Hey, that's catchy." But for me, I didn't have a background in music. You know what I mean? I didn't have like my dad would listen to a couple of songs from the West in the car about it. He didn't have any musical background. None of my family members was musical. So there's kind of no context in terms of what was happening
Okay.
as far as my natural inclinations.
Mhm.
And so for me, it was
Mhm.
it was interesting. It sort of like evolved on its own. It's like I'm listening to things. I have a certain predilection towards songs and writing songs and being introspective and poetic. And so over the years, that kind of evolved to become my sound. And in Ghana, going back to your question, in Ghana, it didn't seem like it fit in any sort of category. I don't know if it
Mhm.
makes sense. And so, you know what? I grabbed my guitar and I moved westward.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Well, that's really beautiful. I think yeah, I was going to ask you, you do play the guitar and harmonica, correct?
I do,
Any
I do. I
other
play guitar and harmonica.
instruments?
Those would be my two default instruments.
Okay.
I mean, I could do like piano chords here and there, but usually with coming up with songs and performing, it would be guitar and
Okay.
harmonica.
Okay. And when did you learn to play those?
So guitar was when really started to figure out what my talents were in terms of writing songs or whatever. And it's like, well, I need to be able to channel that with an instrument. And that was, I think, in my teenage years that
Okay.
or yeah, so like I think about 7 to 8 years ago,
Mhm.
I guess. Yeah, something
Oh,
like.
okay. Nice. And what was the moment that inspired you, or it was like a light bulb, like, oh, I am meant to be an artist. Do you remember that moment?
Yes, that was in high school
Okay.
when there was an event that happened. I don't remember the details, but I came up with a song, and the whole class was singing it for for days, and
Ooh,
I was like, okay, well, I think there's something there.
nice.
And
Oh,
it just went from there, honestly.
okay. So it just seems like it was supernatural for you and just like something that like a gift you had and you shared it and you just saw that it was your calling.
I guess so. It's one of those things you can't really force, I think.
Yeah.
As I said, it just evolved. Like I didn't even know what it was. As I said, growing up as a kid, you have catchy one-liners in your head. You're listening to certain songs. You have a tendency to listen to certain artists. But now it makes sense because it's like, oh, okay, well, this is my sound, so maybe that's consciously leaning to this. But yeah, it
Mhm.
just really evolved naturally.
Okay, I love that. Yes, that's so beautiful. Well, I wanted to ask, how was the move from Ghana to Canada? How did that shape you or inspire you, as a person and as an artist?
Yeah, well, I got up one day and I said that it's time to take a journey. It's one of those things where it's like, and not to say I really love Ghana. It's my
Mhm.
home and it's always going to be my home. But as an artist,
Mhm.
it just felt like, oh, okay, I'm gonna find my home as an artist. And so I took my guitar, said goodbye to my family, and I came to Canada. And I'm still trying to find my home, you know?
Okay.
And it's a journey where it seems I'm getting close.
Yeah. Yeah, all in due time. But I think, you're doing great by just creating art. And I think art is a beautiful way to just mix cultures and just mix and get people together. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I'm happy for you. Yeah. So did the new environments open up a whole world of creativity for you?
Yeah, for sure. It's a very new environment with different sort of perspectives, I guess, or
Mhm.
approaches and how to live life and just the experience really opened up a lot. I wrote Eden is Burning when I came to Canada
Okay.
because, uh, just a lot of things happening and you get inspired in different ways. But yeah, coming to Canada really helped. Also for an artist, because, when you come up with a song, some say that it comes from your soul. If it's something that is so inherent,
Mhm.
uh, deep down to your core, when you're in a place that lends itself naturally, or you feel that you're sort of in a place where you can get appreciated more with your art, that really opens up the doorway, right? So yeah, I would say coming to Canada was, if I could go back, I'll do it again.
Yeah.
It really if you like it, it's like you push yourself and you like go all the way, and it's
Yeah.
kind of that feeling I got when I came to Canada.
Yeah, well, that was really just a bold shift and so brave
Yes.
of you just to come to a just a new whole new world, really.
Whole new world,
And
exactly.
yeah,
I would
yeah.
say.
And then tell me about your standout performance on Canada Day. How was that?
That was great. That was great.
Yeah.
So, as I said, it's like I I'm an artist. I'm just starting. I really had no like navigating what it means to perform or whatever. But apparently the organizers of that event heard my sound and thought that I was a good fit to play.
Mhm.
And and they contacted me and they told me and they were like, okay, we want you to play on Canada Day, this, that, and we want you to show up and all the details. And I still didn't have an idea of what the kind of audience I was going to play for. I just showed up
Mhm.
with my guitar and my harmonica and my sunglasses.
Oh,
But I stand on the stage and like I'm looking at thousands of people and I'm like, holy, how did I get here? But uh, that was for me, that was a big pat on the back that I
yeah.
got recognized like that. So that was
Oh,
good.
yeah, well, congratulations on that. And
Thank you.
I'm sure it just felt really special to just merge and just like watch your sound just resonate across borders. So that's big.
It
That's
was big. It was fun.
yeah.
It was a huge moment for me. Yes.
Yes, nice. Okay, and tell me about your fedora hat. Is this a signature style? What
It
it like,
is.
is it inspired by something, a story? Tell me.
No, it is. I like to wear the hat. It
Okay.
feels. I like it. I just love it. I love.
Yeah,
I'm going somewhere. I have my hat on. I have my guitar, and that's all I need.
I love it. Nice, nice. Yeah, so okay, your lyrics are really vivid. Like I said, it's like a storytelling. So how is your creative process in that? Like how do you come up with your lyrics?
Well, if I knew the answer to that, I would. I don't know. I would tell you, but
Mhm.
it's something that I'm still trying to figure out. I don't know. I
Oh,
just write the songs. If it's depends on the song, really. Like you could be
okay.
saying something that I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds good, or whatever, or that sets up a chain reaction of events, and I'm like, start thinking about it throughout the day or whatever. So I don't know. It's like it depends on the kind of song it is.
Okay.
Um, I have a song coming up next. What are we in June? Yeah, in
Okay.
August. I have a song coming up in August, and in that song coming
Is
out in
it
August, and in
uh,
that song, I'll tell you how I wrote
yeah.
that song. Sorry,
Oh,
was that?
one moment. Oh, oh, can't hear you.
Hello?
Okay, there we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Okay, sorry. So what were you saying? Oh, what did you hear? So I can
No,
pick it up.
you cut off at your new song. You have a new song coming up in June
Yeah,
or
I was just
July.
gonna. Yeah, I was just gonna. Yeah, in August. I was just
August.
gonna
Okay.
tell you, depending on the kind of song it is, I would have a different creative process going on there. And, for me, that's also sort of like always a mystery. It's like, oh, I
Hmm.
wonder how I came up with or how did I write that one? But with this new song, I'll tell you what, I was at a coffee shop and I
Okay.
was driving back home and then I stopped at a place with a lot of graves and I was just walking there. It's called St. Boniface. It's a good cemetery that has a lot
Okay.
of people buried there. And
Mhm.
that's kind of how the song came together, where it's like, I don't know, I guess it's the environment, the air of it, whatever. And so I just walked there, keep walking in circles around the building, and someone looking from afar is like, what the heck is going on with this guy? But um, I'm sort of immersed in a certain state, and by the time I come out with it, I have lyrics or melodies, and I'm rushing to record it, or else I'm gonna forget or write it on a sheet of paper.
Okay.
And so, yeah, the creative process for me is different depending on the song, but it's always exciting.
Okay. And is this new song Tossed Coins?
No,
No. Okay.
Tossed Coins is a good one. I would record it at some point. I don't know
Okay.
when, but this one is called what is it called?
You don't
Highway
have
to
any
Nowhere.
Highway to Nowhere. Okay. And that's late August. I mean, late summer on August.
Mid August,
Mid
yeah.
August. Okay.
You're trying to release
Yeah.
it for 15th of August. It's great.
Okay.
I had a good time recording it.
Yeah, I love that. So yeah, I saw that, um, you're out, you like to play like, or the video you posted, you're out in nature with your harmonica, your guitar, your
Yes.
fedora. So it's just like you get a sense of inspiration from where you're at, from whether that's nature, just out in public with
Yeah,
friends, family.
it's nature, human beings. Well, human beings are part of nature.
Mhm. Yes.
So, you'd say something or, I love mistakes. Mistakes always come up, when there's a mistake, there's like something creative there, like someone say something without even thinking about what they said, but now I'm thinking about what they said because that's making me think about writing a song about what they said or whatever.
Yeah.
Or as you said, nature, the birds
Mhm.
chirping.
Yes.
Just songwriting is, I would say, is a very spiritual thing.
Mm.
I, that's all I can say about it. That you can't really explain it, but it's great.
Okay. Yeah, no, that sounds like beautiful. And just, you're able to inspire people through and also your creativity. So I applaud you for that.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. Now, speaking about your music, if you can describe it in 3 words, what would it be? What does your sound, like describing your sound, your music overall in 3 words?
Unpredictable,
Okay.
poetic, introspective.
Unpredictable, poetic, and introspective. Definitely sounds like it. I love love. I'm such a romantic, and your song,
Muddy Waters.
Muddy Waters, yes, Muddy Waters. Just I just love how it's just the wording, and I so that has to be one of my favorites.
Really? Thank
But
you.
yeah, and so tell me like how did you come up with that? Is that like a love story behind that, or how did you come up with those lyrics?
Sure. That was written a while back. Let me see if I can
Okay.
remember. So yeah, I think there probably was someone in my life at that time and that inspired it. But it was more of a journey, it was a journey of, in my head, at least how I envisioned it was a journey of, how, true love can, I guess, can
Mm,
withstand any kind of trials or tribulations. You're trying to write that, and hopefully you have the right words. But I would say with Muddy Waters, uh, I don't know if you've heard this expression, but the song wrote itself. It means I didn't have to think
okay.
too much about it. It just the words and the melodies and the right time to put the words in the melody. So it just wrote itself. And then I have a song called Muddy Waters, and
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, well, that sounds good. And sure, I'll record it at some point. So I recorded. I wrote that one in Ghana, by the way, when
Okay.
I was in Ghana. So that's a long time ago. And it's a very simple song, like with three
Mhm.
chords going back and forth.
Mhm.
But it's, as you said, it's a song that could, depending on who's listening, could really inspire or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, that's really great. I think also like just any type of relationship, obviously I think, and like you said, whoever's listening it will get their own message from it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and then it seems like just the words, the lyrics just flowed like water, like
Exactly.
muddy water. So that's very
Well, I finished writing
natural.
and I'm like, how the hell did I write that? I don't know. It's like I don't want to think about that too much because then I'm like I'm like, okay, well, you're trying to figure out how you wrote that, but it's kind of pointless. So it's just to
Okay.
enjoy it. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. No, well, I really like that just your music is just really natural to you. So
It
that's a
is.
good thing. That's a good thing to have. You just don't have to stress too much about creating a song. It just comes from your heart and your soul.
It is.
Yeah. Okay. So, um, let's see. Also, I was gonna mention, as a dancer myself, I saw the video of you busting some moves on ice to MJ.
Oh yeah.
Are you a dancer? Like you perform?
Yeah, I've got some moves.
Okay. Yeah, I love that.
I've got some moves. Yeah, I love to dance. It's a Dancing, I think, is a good way for the body to express itself,
Okay.
It's good, when you have some rhythm going and you can just dance to it.
Yes.
I love that.
Okay. No, I love that. Yeah, let's think dancing is an art. You just inspire people by your
Yes.
moves, by your happiness, and it's just like you get in the mood and you could even create music from dancing.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So tell me, what do you want people listening to your music, and let's say for the first time, what do you want them to take out of your music?
Well, I just want them to listen to the songs and let it resonate with them in whatever way. I don't
Okay.
want to have it like that's kind of what I explain my songs because depending on who's listening. And I've had this experience with people coming up to me and they're like, oh, I thought about this line and I thought that it meant this or whatever. I'm like, okay, sure, if that works for you. I mean, I don't know if I thought about that, but ultimately, I want people to listen to the songs and just let it resonate with them, with their lives, their current situations, whatever. Because for me, that's the ultimate sort of spiritual accomplishment with writing a song deep down from your soul. It's like
Yeah.
you just took this out of thin air and you put it out there, and people are able to relate to it in
Mhm.
whatever way they feel. And for me,
Okay.
that's magical.
Yeah. Nice. That's really beautiful and well said because you can't control how people take your music, but you just want them to just listen, feel it. So I love that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and ask you if there's anything other than your song, anything else coming up.
Oh yeah, well, the song is a big thing.
Okay.
I have at least one show to play at this month. I don't, and then next month we'll look at what's available. But yeah, the music is, the upcoming release is a big thing for me. I don't want to say too much about it because
Okay.
I want you to listen to it and be like, oh
Yes.
yes.
Okay. Yes. Don't tell us too much. Maybe next time you're on here, you'll tell us more about it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. Highway to Nowhere. It's gonna be a good one, I
Highway to
think.
nowhere. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and play a game. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay. It's gonna be some multiple. All right.
Yeah.
So, first one. Which legendary guitarist famously played a right-handed guitar upside down? A. Slash, B. Eric Clapton, C. Jimi Hendrix, or D. Keith Richards?
Oh, that's tough. And that's an option with big names there. I probably would go with Hendrix. I don't know how true that is, but I'll go
Okay.
with Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix, final answer?
Final answer, Hendrix.
Yes. Good.
Okay, I got that.
All right. Second question. What do you call a guitar with no sound hold and pickups instead? A, classical guitar, B, acoustic guitar, C, electric guitar, or D, flamenco guitar?
With no sound? So what
Yes,
is
with no sound hold and pickups instead.
Hmm, I don't know, flamenco?
Mm,
El-
final answer?
Maybe electric. I'll go electric.
Okay, good. Electric guitar. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Last one. Which wood is commonly used for electric guitar body? Pine, maple, A pine, B maple, C rosewood, or D mahogany.
I don't know much about electric guitars, but
Okay.
I'll just go for one of them. What were the options again?
A pine, B maple, C rosewood, or D mahogany.
I'll go Maple.
Final answer?
Yes.
Okay. Wrong.
Okay,
It was
well,
mahogany.
mahogany. Okay, well,
Yes.
that's something I've learned now.
Yes. We learn something new every day.
Absolutely.
Good. All right. So, Arnold.J, where can we find you? Where can people support you? Where can people listen to you other than Iconix Radio, of course, but where can they find you?
Well, you can find me on Instagram
Okay.
at Arnold Jansen 98.
Okay.
That's my handle. Or you can check me out also on Spotify, Arnold J, or
Mhm.
any of the streaming platforms if you put Arnold J dot. Uh,
Okay.
well, dot at the end of the J. That should bring me up, or you can just Google me, I guess. You'll find
Yeah.
ways to the articles on some of my songs and
Okay.
stuff like that. So,
Nice. Yes. Well, that was Arnold Jensen 98 on Instagram, right?
yeah,
We'll type it so people can easily find you.
sure.
Well, it was such a pleasure to truly hope that you're back on. We'll have you back. And lastly, is there any words of encouragement you would like to give upcoming artists, maybe artists who are walking the same path, a similar path as yours?
Yeah, I guess I have a few words there. Well, I would say stay true to yourself. And I know in this day and age where it's very competitive and the market is almost saturated, there's almost a tendency to want to find your crowd. But I think the best way to go about it is to be true and authentic to yourself, and your crowd will find you.
Oh, for sure. No, that's really true, and that's beautiful, and I think it applies to everybody. Okay, well, again, it was such a pleasure to have you here.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes, and again, it's Tatiana from Iconix Radio. Remember to download the app because you can listen to Arnold.J right here. Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Arnold, for your
Thank you,
time.
Kathy, and have a good
Yes.
day. Bye.
Thank you. See you. Bye.